Good y'all, it's your boy Dream Big. Welcome back to the channel. I got a special guest today. Shana.
Hey everyone.
Yo, after editing this, I noticed I said you know about 20,000 times, so I'm starting the you know challenge. Comment down below how many times I said you know. Today, YouTubers, we want to talk a little bit about, parenting. Got two little boys here, 6-month-old, 5-year-old. Just want to go over like our day-to-day struggles and how we just want to hug them so very tightly. We just want to ask you, like, how does it feel being a parent?
I mean, there's a lot of emotions that I have being a parent. Both of my children weren't planned, so when you get a surprise like that, that's a big surprise, and that's a 18-year surprise, big responsibility. So you never really know how to prepare for it and what's gonna happen. So you just kind of pray and kind of go off of what you've seen with people and how they've parented, and you kind of go off and kind of figure out like, okay, let me practice this because I know this person was a good parent, so let me follow in their footsteps. And that's pretty much how I did it. And then I kind of also just went off of like how I felt internally, like how I felt was right, just using my own motherly instincts.
Was it a scary experience? Because me, I'm a first-time parent. Got a little boy Chance. It's been like the most amazing experience. I feel like he's everything I could have asked for. He's like very calm. Sometimes he act like he don't like me that much, but that's a whole nother story. He's just fun, happy, calm. He doesn't seem to cry too much unless he's tired or basically hungry, but what baby doesn't do that? But he's just loads of fun. I love watching him roll around the house and can't wait for him to, pick up that basketball and finish daddy's hoop dreams, you know what I'm saying? But
he wants to live through his child.
Yeah.
Yes, he wants to live through him.
Yeah,
vicariously through him.
I got to. My high school coach didn't want me to be great. The pros and cons now that you're a mom.
Now that I've been in it for 5 years.
Yeah, what's the pros and cons of having kids though? Like,
yeah.
Does it stop you from doing certain things?
Yeah, I mean, that is, one of the main issues really with children. And I don't want to say issues because at the end of the day, it's still a blessing, but they do cause you to have to reprioritize. So like, you're used to getting your hair done every couple of weeks. You're used to getting your nails done. You're used to seeing certain people different times of the night or day. And it's like, whoa, now I have to keep this kid on a schedule, so I can't just go as I please. So I have to kind of work around the baby schedule, and I don't want to have him out when he should be asleep because that would just be counterproductive. So really, I'm just really placed on the back burner, and I can't really do much until daddy comes home.
No, that go. But yeah, for me, it's kind of like a time management thing where, you can't really do things when you want to go. Like, she wants to go out, and daddy's stuck watching the kids. And, as a guy, females have a little, in my opinion, they have it a little easier, with nurturing the kids and making them feel loved and going to sleep and not crying. Guys, you know how we watch kids. It's kind of like, you didn't hurt yourself, right? Okay, good. So it's kind of like one of those things.
Let me make sure he's breathing, and then let me go upstairs to a whole nother room.
Hey, you breathing, right? Yeah, all right, good. Back to my show and my game, you know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, it's just a lot of scheduling and compromising and making sure somebody's here to watch them and take care of them, which is a little difficult at times because I'm out of state. Most of my family lives in New York, so not much family, but thankfully there's a lot of babysitters, and we're grateful to have a great neighbor next door that is willingly. Some great advice I could give to future parents or parents to be would be You know, just go into the situation. Of course, you're gonna be excited. Just go into the situation. I know you're gonna be asking a lot of parents like us, like for advice and
especially
what you should
doctors.
do.
Like you're always gonna be going to the doctor asking, is this normal? Is that normal? And then you'll always like don't get into the habit of always comparing your children to another child, because no two people are gonna be alike. You know, everyone has a different set of fingerprints, so it's just your way of knowing that just if your child is doing something that may not be quote unquote the norm, that's okay. Like every kid is different. So this kid may be what 60 inches tall, and then your kid is what 40 inches tall. You think there's a problem because they're the same age. You know, just chill. If your child is healthy, energetic, then everything is cool.
I'll agree. You know, I'm a chill, mellow guy. I like going with the flow. So I'm going with the motion of, you know, just learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. I learned, you know, changing diapers, poopy diapers so far. He's not eating solids yet, thankfully. You know, the big topic that everybody's been asking and wants to know, what's better, breast milk or formula?
Breast milk does natural. It comes from the body. So yeah.
So like when you suggest that mothers, you know, take their child off breast milk and start feeding them, you know, maybe regular food or giving it to them in a bottle or whatever transition you would make it.
Well, I would recommend okay, so it takes a couple of days for a woman's milk to come in after she has the baby. So the best thing to do at that point is to start just getting the baby to suck. Like put the baby on the breast. Like the baby may not know how to latch right away, but it takes some time because they're learning, you know, just as you're learning with this new baby and how they work, they're learning like who you are and what works for them. So it may take a while for them to latch, but as soon as they do get attached and start drinking, your milk will start to come in. So like the first fluid that comes from the breast is called colostrum, and then your milk will come a few days later. Some moms, it comes sooner than others, and it really just differentiates the amount of milk that each mother produces, and I think it may have something to do with genetics. I'm not really sure. Like I'm not, you know, in that area, so I do marketing. So I'm not sure how it works, to be honest. But I will say that I believe that breast milk is healthier for the baby, at least for, I think it's required for like the first, or recommended, I would say, for like the first 6 months that the baby do be on breast milk. And then they can transition into, you know, solids at that point. Yeah. So I mean, but you know, it's just relative because every woman doesn't produce the same amount of milk. So don't be discouraged if, you know, you are a breastfeeding mom for just 2 months or 1 month. I mean, whatever breast milk you've given your baby is wonderful. It's natural. I know that there's living cells in it, you know. It's just, you know, it's from us. So it's natural. It's not man-made. No, I'm not crushing the Similac babies because I supplement sometimes, because this one made me give away, y'all check this out. This guy made me become a milk donor. I was producing so much milk. I was pumping all this milk, you know, all this milk constantly throughout the day. I was storing it in these little like freezer bags. I was labeling them, like hard work. I'm talking about hours, full-time job. This guy comes home with a box of pizza, frozen dinners, and he's like, yo, you gotta get that milk out of here. Yo, you gotta get that milk out of here. Like, I'm throwing it out. And so next thing you know, I become a milk donor and I'm shipping hundreds of ounces of milk out of the house. And so that's why I had to start supplementing and giving my baby formula, even though I didn't want to, but.
Last question that a lot of parents ask, or just curious people on the street ask. Do you get a chance to sleep at all? What's the sleeping pattern?
I get to sleep so much, and I can't wait to go to bed after this video.
Wait, you're not gonna help edit?
I don't know how to do that. You're the editing guy. Since when have you seen me edit something? So, you know, I still breastfeed him. He's 6 months. He really should, like Chris said, he really should be eating solids at this point, but he just has not been wanting them. Like I've offered him so many different types of pureed foods. He just doesn't want it. So my plan is to get the little baby bullet where I could just make his own food from scratch, and then I mush up, you know, sweet potatoes, strawberries, whatever, and then maybe mix it up with some breast milk, and maybe he'll eat that. So we'll see how that goes. But sleep at night. So
back to the question.
I breastfeed him, so he wakes up maybe twice a night, and so just because of my love for daddy, right? I usually get him to stop crying instantly so he doesn't wake up. Even though we're both light sleepers, I mean, as soon as Chance wakes up, he starts screaming in the middle of the night. I'll just breastfeed him instantly, and it's like instant gratification for the baby. He just stops crying and he just drifts back into his deep sleep. So, and everyone just goes back to sleep. So it's not like this whole, oh, let me go downstairs, like let me look for a bottle. It's not that intense. It's just smooth. It's cool. Like I don't have an issue with sleeping. Daddy, on the other hand, if I'm not home, like a couple of weekends ago, one of my girlfriends had a pajama party, and it was her 30th, and I grew up with her. So anyway, I went to a pajama party, like let me look for a bottle. It's not that intense. It's just smooth. It's cool. Like I don't have an issue with sleeping. Daddy, on the other hand, if I'm not home, like a couple of weekends ago, one of my girlfriends had a pajama party, and it was her 30th, and I grew up with her. So anyway, I went to a pajama party, and the baby was at home with him, and he was FaceTiming me. I mean, this baby was bawling.
Up all night.
I was like, what are you doing to him? He wants boob. I'm like, okay. You know, honestly, I feel like, because at this point, Chris feels like I need to kind of wean him from being on the breast, not from breastfeeding, but, well, I guess essentially that's still breastfeeding. Being on the breast, he wants me to pump so he can have...
Guys, you'll learn to love that sound. Hey, if you're a parent, you know that sound. That's that liquid gold right there.
Liquid gold. So what I try to do when I'm not home for the night, which is seldom, very seldom, I'll make sure that there's breast milk there. Oh wait, one advantage about breast milk, y'all. So the milk that the women produce at night has like some extra components in it that help to induce sleep. And so once they drink that milk, they instantly get tired. It's like almost like a tiny little drug, kind of, sort of. And then they get into this, like, you know, deep sleep. So that's really good with that. I'm not sure if formula does that. I don't think it does.
I don't know.
But anyway, so that's one other cool thing about breast milk. But yeah, sleeping is cool. You know, I'm usually at home at night. Whenever I'm not, Chris has the baby, and he has a little bit more difficult time because the baby, he doesn't have any, you know, of those.
Are you boob shaming?
What is that? He doesn't have what I have, so.
Flat-chested gang. We out here.
Lord.
We out here, gang, gang.
Itty bitty.
Gang, gang. Itty bitty, bitty. Gang, gang. But that's all the questions we got. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment down below if you guys have any first-time baby struggles or any parenting stories. I would love to hear about it. We both might comment back and share your stories, man. Let us know what else you would like to hear us talk about. You know, we have a lot of stories. We got stories for days.
Stories for days.
Subscribe, y'all. Y'all.